The Whale is a 2022 American psychological drama film directed by Darren Aronofsky and written by Samuel Hunter, based on his 2012 play of the same name. The film stars Brendan Fraser, Sadie and Chau. It is about an obese, reclusive English teacher who's trying to reconnect with his daughter as he comes to understand that he is struggling in life and may not be long for this world. The film premiere took place at the 79th Venice International Film Festival in September 2022 before it got its wider release in December 2022. The Whale has received polarising reviews from critics, but for me, I thought it was a sublime film. In particular, Fraser's performance. And the Academy have recognised Fraser and Chau for their acting abilities in the film, and it has also received nominations for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. I mean, we've all seen this picture, right? They definitely deserve the recognition. It took 4 hours each day for Fraser to get into his fat suit and his prosthetics that ended up weighing around 300 pounds. And he took classes to best understand how he should move with this additional load for it to be realistic. As odd as this may sound, the best praise I can give this film is I went to go and see it with someone who knew nothing about it, and based off the name, they thought it was literally going to be something to do with a whale. And at the end of the film, they said to me, "That's 2 hours I'm not going to get back," and I was terrified. And then they followed up with, "But nor do I want them back." The film itself, with it taking place exclusively in Charlie's apartment, which after finding out was a play, kind of makes a lot more sense, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself I didn't realise that throughout it, that the story pivoting in a single setting does create a situation where, while we don't have a lot of space that can be utilised, every inch of it needs to be, and here it was. We were able to see the 2 bedrooms, the kitchen, we see the bathroom at one point, but it predominantly takes place around the couch. The film opens, and it opens with the couch and closes with the couch, but at no point do we ever feel confined by everything that takes place, even though it must have been suffocating for Charlie to be in that situation, Charlie being Fraser's character, and for him to not be leaving. It had to have been suffocating, but the director never makes it feel that way to us. Fraser delivered a superb performance. Despite being under a fat suit and the amount of makeup that he was wearing, creating a situation where everything that he needs to portray ends up coming from his facial features. He's not expressive in his body at all. But we end up beginning to have a sense of deep care for Charlie. Definitely more than I had initially expected in this type of film. His performances are more in the little movements, and it creates something that is very subtle for us. Yeah, we're able to engage with it for better or for worse, and begin to care for everything in his life. Charlie becomes exceptionally real. We are easily able to believe that he is a lived man, someone who has gone through everything that he has. He's had a child, he's suffered loss, he's gained exceptional amounts of weight, he's struggling with his self-image, his mental health. He's trying to be happy, but life has beaten him down a few too many times. He's able to convince us that Charlie is someone with no self-control and is unable to change his life, even though it is causing such a detriment. After watching as many of these Oscar films as I possibly could, I sincerely hope that he wins the Oscar. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Austin Butler. I don't think Colin Farrell deserves it. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people do. I don't see it. Like, there is a strong possibility that while the love for Banshees of Inisherin comes from a lot of individuals, as an Irish person who is well aware of the past and the effect that those kind of situations had, like the smaller island and all those kinds of things, it wasn't as fresh or new to me as I'm sure it was to some people, but The Whale felt new, and Fraser felt compelling throughout, and I truly believe he deserves it. The film ends in what some may call a bit of an ambiguous way, but it's quite clear what the conclusion really is. Charlie now feels connected with his daughter, and we're able to see the effect that we're able to see the way that the relationship has crumbled over the years, and it's ebbed and flowed, but Charlie throughout it has never tried to not be there for his daughter. It's just a case of it got to the point where he was incapable of doing so. And we're able to see the change that comes from Charlie, with him being more open, and more importantly his acceptance of what his life has become, and the way that he is then able to conclude in the film with with this understanding that the way his life has turned out and that he's done everything he can to remedy it. And it's quite kind of powerful to see the way that this effect has had on him and on others.